Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, however long a log stays in the water, it doesn't become a crocodile. We have decided or been told that with an education, a job comes, that if you buckle down and study hard and work towards a goal, achieving the career you want to achieve or the things you want to go after, then you can have all of those things. But what if those things aren't what you want? What if those things are the things society decided was going to be the important piece of the puzzle that needed to be put together? That could be problematic. That could be an unhealthy space to live in or be in. My entire life, my family knew that I was going to become a doctor. That was it. There was no other decision. I was going to do what my family determined was important, that I was going to be the first doctor in our family. And somehow I absorbed that goal. But as I began getting closer to the reality of that goal, being in college, I didn't want to be a doctor. Did not. Didn't like it. Had worked at hospitals, had worked as a volunteer, paramedic. Did not like it. Didn't like it. Didn't like the way it felt. Didn't like the way it worked. Didn't like any of the things. But I stuck to it. And then all of a sudden, I got fascinated by the law and what the law could do and how contracts could change the meaning of something. And the power of words became the focus of my energy. Little did I know the power of words was going to lead me to a creative career, but at last, here we are. And I tell the story that I took the LSAT one week and the MCAT the following week. And my decision to go to professional school was based on what envelope came first. Law school came on a Tuesday and med school came on a Wednesday. But all along, I knew there were other things that I wanted to do. There were other experiences that I needed to have, other movements that were important for me to decide which way I wanted to go with my career. I knew when I moved to LA that I was going to be in LA for a period of time, and then I was going to be back and forth between New York and LA, and then eventually back to New York. And it worked out that way. It didn't work out the way I wanted to financially that way, but it actually worked out that way. I learned everything I needed to learn about LA. Now I understand it. I know how to shake and move there. The other thing is, I miss being in New York. But a part of my strategy was planning. And planning the great escape from Los Angeles was all about, I'm going to be here X, Y, and Z time. I'm going to be doing this X, Y, and Z time between New York and LA. And then I'm going to be back in New York full time and go to LA when I have to. That antidote works for everything. You too have to do the same thing. You have to figure out if the job you have is a job you really enjoy or does it pay the bills? And if that's what it does, then you need to start planning what you really want to do, how you're going to do it, which way you plan to move to do it. And that goes step by step. I know I talk about my boss calling me a nigga, but it was a powerful moment in my life because it was the moment that I had to make a choice and a change and begin my exit strategy out of a racist, bigoted, sexist, misogynistic career. Yes, the law. And so it was a slow build. I knew creatively I liked being creative. I didn't like the paycheck, but I liked the process. So I began this slow movement in building my skills, learning new skills. I learned how to edit, how to create a podcast, how to edit the podcast. So when you hear it, it sounds really great. Most of the podcasts I did last year was in my apartment. This year, I'll be using a studio, give it a different kind of sound. But I learned all those skills so that I can grow and slowly walk towards my next adventure in life. The same thing applies to you. How many people love what they do? And if you do, that's amazing. That's phenomenally amazing. When I first started as a lawyer, being a business and legal affairs expert, I loved it. I loved the challenge. I loved what it did. Intellectually, it gave me everything that I needed it to do. But it got to a point where it became mundane. It was the same thing in and out every day. This contract, that contract. It got to a point where I knew what deal points I was going to get from Sony or BMG or from WIA or from Universal. I knew who was going to offer what. I knew what lawyer was going to give away certain things. I knew what to look for. I could literally ignore the first 30 pages of a contract because I knew page 31 or 35 was going to be where everything mattered. But those are skill sets you learn. And so for me, my exit strategy was, what's next? I want to stay in entertainment. I think I want to move more to creative, and more creative opportunities opened up. There was an opportunity here, there was an opportunity there, but I still kept my bread and butter so that I could continue honing my skills and moving things forward. There were opportunities to just give it all up, but I feel like I put all this time in getting the degree or degrees, I should use them. I still use all my education, I just use it in a different form. Don't be afraid to take what you've learned, the degrees that you may have or you may not have, the sweat equity you've learned, and apply it to the thing that you want to walk towards eventually and get there. So, step 1, figure out what you really love to do. Close your eyes at the end of your day and say, what do I love to do? I love to cook. Love it. But I know I don't want to be a chef. I know I love listening to music. And I probably could become a really good DJ. But I don't know if that's the life I want. I also know that I like making music. And it's a hobby for now. But that hobby can turn into something that becomes productive, that becomes a business, that becomes a movement. When I create teasers for the series that I am writing, I now am creating my own music to go along with the teasers. Who knew that I could do that? But because I decided to take the steps to exit the career that I had spent so much time in, it has aided me in being able to do the things that I want to do now. I want you to think about what you love. If you could have any job in the world, what would it be? Oftentimes we are told as children to dream. And then when we become adult, we're told to deal with reality. I think we need to go back to dreaming. The thing that made us smile. The thing that we wanted to be, that we didn't think we could be. Because God damn it, you can be it. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be. And whoever don't like it, tell them to kiss your ass. Because your happiness will bring such joy. And such joy comes creativity. Creativity comes the experience of stepping away from what you do to what you want to do. So I want you today to think about making a plan that you're going to leave your current job to pursue the things you want to pursue. And the first thing you have to do, step 1, is understand the job you have is a job that will fuel the career you want. So if it means you work a 9 to 5, you come home, you take your clothes off, you grab a cocktail, you take the next 2 hours and work on the new craft to get the new job that you want. I didn't want to do a Google class. I was like, I know this stuff. And most of it I knew. 90% of it I knew. But I took the class and still taking the classes so that I could have another set of skill sets that can aid me in my own music production, marketing, my book marketing, the stuff that I am creating to market it and how to effectively market it, irregardless of my master's in industrial psychology or my MBA. Because those are just papers and those are just degrees. They don't give you hands-on experience. This is giving me the hands-on experience that I need. Take a moment to think about what you want. Take a moment to figure out how to do it. Google it. Hell, ask ChatGPT. I want to be blank, 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 blank. What are the steps that I need to do to get to blank, 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 blank? And if I take those steps, how long will it take for me to achieve the goals that I need to achieve? Are there any other steps that I need to take so that I can leave what I'm doing and go to what I want to do? That resource tool that I just gave you is so vitally important because what it will do is it will help you outline the things that you need to do to reach the goals you want to reach. And that's how you begin your exit strategy, the great escape. So, step 1, what do you want to do? Step 2, how are you going to do it? Step 3, when will you get started? Step 4, when will you begin the slow process to leave your job? And step 5, when you step out on your own. Remember, we have one life to live. And the one thing I've learned is never have would've, could'ves, or should'ves. Because they become Black history. And what you want to achieve, you never get to do. Stay woke. We out.
WeatherTech is made right here in America, and it's perfect for an American-made summer. Because we cannonball into summer, hike all over it, slide down it, camp in it. It's one ice cream-covered, sandy, soaking wet mess of a season, which is why WeatherTech floor liners and seat protectors are a must. We are road-tripping, beach-going, lake-jumping Americans, and that's just how we summer. WeatherTech, made in America for an American-made summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today.